Hello, my name is Caitlin Kahn, and I am the co-founder and executive director of Lynx Project. I am so thrilled to welcome you here this afternoon to our online watch party celebrating neurodiverse voices. As many of you know, we are an organization amplifying diverse voices, and often voices that might otherwise go unheard, through the genre of art song. Art song is typically defined as poetry set to music for voice and piano. This watch party celebrates the voices of neurodiverse individuals, and in particular, individuals who have autism and are primarily nonverbal, those who rely on methods of communication other than the spoken word. Today, you will get to hear several selections of music from the past 3 years of our Autism Advocacy Series. Not only that, but many of the performers and composers themselves will be speaking about their experience learning, writing, and performing this music. You will also get to hear a bit more about how the Autism Advocacy Series first came about, and a sneak preview of what is coming up next in our 2020-2021 season. Finally, we have asked neurodiverse individuals from around the world to send us poetry and prose and art to be featured today, and it brings us so much joy to highlight each of their voices on this program. And now, without further ado, let's begin.
Hi, my name's Emma and I'm a mezzo-soprano, and I got to perform with the Lynx Project this spring. The song that most resonated with me while we were performing was I Belong, and I remember practicing it at my piano and going through the text, and I might have cried a little bit while I was practicing it, because I think at the time I was feeling a little lost and a little like I didn't have a place. You know, I think we all kind of feel that. It's the human experience to sort of feel like we don't belong sometimes. And reading through the text, it was really reaffirming and reassuring that no, I do, and I need to be confident in myself that I do have a place in the world and I do belong and I am the queen, and that I need to sort of cherish and celebrate that my place, even though it might be different from someone else's, is just as important in the world.
Hi there, my name is Meg Huskin, and I'm the composer of the duet Maddie and Dakotah. When I read these two poems, I knew that they belonged together because they had such a similar theme based around friendship and sisterhood, and expressed that so beautifully that it inspired me to create a piece where each poem could be sung individually. Each poem had its own complete melody, its own time signature, but that when you sang the poems on top of one another, they would interlock, they'd complement one another and form a brand new whole. The image that kept springing to mind when I was writing it was of those best friend necklaces that we used to exchange as kids. I don't know if anyone still does this, but basically one of us would have half a heart that would said best, and the other would have half a heart that said friends. And when you put them together, they'd create a heart, a whole shape. That's kind of what this piece is, and I really hope you enjoy it.
Maddie's picture perfect. She really gives me all I need. Her heart is gold, understanding autism is her strength. She is always my best sister. It is rare to find a friend like Dakotah. In all she does, she brings hope and love. No one is like her. I do dances with her to make me happy. I have only love for her. Really, she will do great things. Be strong each day in all you do, my friend. It is rare to find a friend like Dakotah. In all she does, she brings hope and love. No one is like her. I do dances with her to make me happy. I have only love for her. Really, she will do great things. Be strong, she's always my best sister. She's always my best sister. My best sister.
Hello, I'm Megan Moore, co-founder and current board member of Lynx Project, and I'm here to tell you one of my favorite stories, which is about the birth and foundation of our Autism Advocacy Series. Before my sister became really involved in the RPM community, I was one of the countless people who, though well-meaning and polite, would have assumed incompetence from a person with primarily nonverbal autism. I simply just didn't know what was behind these incredible people and their incredible minds. The more my sister got involved and the more I got to know some of her students, the more moved I was and the more I wanted to change imperceptions like mine. When I formed Lynx Project with Caitlin in 2015, I began to realize that I had an amazing platform and an amazing opportunity to help amplify these voices. I had always been moved by something that Ryan Harris shared and had always felt that it would make a beautiful song. In response to the prompt, "What's your greatest dream?" Ryan said, "I want to see the world, not by the whole, but by the all too beautiful small things." These beautiful words and more by Ryan, as well as awesome pieces by Hritik, Samir, and Rahul, made up our first round of commissions for our Autism Advocacy Series. Since then, we've featured 11 voices from this beautiful community, and have produced over 3 hours of new music. Right now, we're working on an anthology that will help spread this music and these words even farther afield. And it's all because of the bravery of the individuals that have written for us. Thank you so much for sharing your voices, and thank you so much to you, our audience, the people who have supported us and allow us to carry out this really amazing mission. We can't wait for what's in store.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Masadi. I am a certified RPM provider living in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I provide RPM services through my clinic, supporting families with individuals primarily with autism or other related disorders. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about what RPM is, and let's start with just what it stands for. So RPM stands for the Rapid Prompting Method, and the name really speaks for itself. It is a process, it's an academic teaching process that rapidly prompts the student through their reasoning, through their understanding to develop a response. So RPM was started by a woman named Soma who lives in Texas. She still practices this method today in her clinic. And we want to focus on, and what RPM is that it focuses on empowering the student through reasoning to develop their own understanding of content. So it's very important to focus on the fact that RPM is an academic teaching method that focuses on where the student's needs are at that moment that learning is taking place. As you teach them content, they can show you understanding back. Now, a lot of the times that starts with just basic choices. I teach you content and you can show me understanding through choices. A lot of times that also involves teaching motor patterns and developing different skills, developing speech skills, developing tolerance skills to sit in your chair and attend to a lesson. So all of these skills are being taught in a session that's focused on academics. Now, as you progress through success with maybe choice making, then you can progress to doing some sentence building, some fill in the blanks, to allow the student to see how, as more language is put together, it can increase their ability to show understanding. So that's a very brief overview of what RPM is. It starts at a basic, for those that need it, at a beginning level of just choosing between choices, focusing on that motor skill, and then progressing from there. The other exciting part is that RPM, there's really no end goal. You know, once we're able to do choices, we can learn to spell, we can learn to then handwrite and type and communicate and do other things in the community, functional living things. So it's more than just how do we show understanding? It's how do we take those skills and generalize them to our environment and to the world that we live in.
Thank you, Katie, for that wonderful explanation of RPM. And that's what you're going to see an example of next. Hritik is a very advanced RPM user. He was one of our writers from 2017, and he's going to demonstrate what it looks like to use RPM. We gained such a different appreciation for RPM after we saw it in action from our young writers, and so we hope that this video gives you more insight into what RPM or letterboarding looks like, and into the process that each of these writers went through as they wrote the text to these songs, and as they wrote the poetry and prose and stories to be featured later on this program. Because I believe everyone who's submitted work to us today is an RPM user or letterboard user as well.
Communication mean to you?
Communication.
Yeah.
Is.
Go on.
Answer. Two. My. Praying. Prayers. Communication is the answer to my prayers.
Hi, my name is Olivia Duke, and I am a Chicago-based soprano and teacher who sang on Lynx Project's Autism Advocacy Series concert in Chicago this March. One of the songs I sang for this concert was a song called Lucky, with text by Luke and music by Joel Balzun. And this piece is set as an indeterminate piece, which means that the performers have more decisions to make in the music than they might traditionally have. So I'm going to show you what this music looks like. This is the page of what the singer is singing, and this is the page of what the pianist is playing. And as you can see, there's a lot of boxes, there are a lot of arrows, some arrows even go back and forth, and those mean that there are some sections that the performers can choose to repeat. There are some sections they can choose to go backwards to, and it also means that the singer and the pianist might not be in the same place all the time. So Christina and I were really excited about the challenge of this piece and about making this piece new every time. And I found that it really helped me to listen really closely to her, and it also really helped me to ruminate on this really succinct but really powerful text.
voice to work. Want my 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 voice to work. So sorry, my body won't cooperate. Want my voice to work. So sorry, my body won't cooperate. I am trying my best. I am trying my best. I am trying my best. But my body won't listen to my brain. But my body won't listen to my brain. I think, I think, I think, I think I have a lucky because they have me, because they have me, because they have me as a son, because they have me as a son, because they have me as a son.
Hello, my name is Florence Macke. As a founding member of Lynx, I am so excited to welcome you to the next segment of our party, celebrating neurodiverse voices through poetry, stories, and art. No one could have predicted that we would be in the middle of a pandemic right now, but with a little help from technology, we've connected with our friends from across the world in America, Canada, and even the UK. This is what they have to say.
Once most people in this country started listening to me very intensively, and they were not making quick judgments about all my closed senses, I was glad about that and thankful for it. I am scared massively, acting slow, highly nervous, not because people's judgment, but making hard choices is not easy. Was very sad. Cannot describe my absolutely sad mind, but I will overcome my fear one day soon. It's up to me, and I will stand for myself. Could I tame myself? Some wear more tears. Some hide their fears, as some want to appear able, smart, and sincere. Transcending invisible limits and racing over the bearings I am placating. I dream I go places and sew the missing pieces. Could I tame myself? I seem to wonder from within this box, my hoarding thoughts ponder. My life is like a bubble. My life is like a bubble, beautiful but fragile. It needs love and care. It seeks kindness because it is easy to give. That makes a profound difference in lives like mine. Do prepare yourself to share kindness where you go. The feeling is unmatchable. The satisfaction is heavenly. All I need is kindness and acceptance from society. Most have a body that responds according to how it is expected. I not love not having that. Eager to encourage if you have same struggle. I hardened my heart in response. Love is better. Hating yourself is a lie. Hard life is only worse if your heart is full of hate. More ignorance is not helpful. Hate is ignorance. Hard having autism, I know. Lots of ignorance most daily life. Hard to trust others, hard to trust yourself. Have to have hope in God. Hope is hard to give yourself, so I hope I can share some of mine. Dear younger me, good times to come to feel smart. Got to feel hopeful that your life will get better. Try to think about the good times you will have. You are so cute and perfect the way that you are. You will talk with your fingers when you are 18. Good times are coming to you. You try to have hope. I love you. Love me. Dear future me, I am so proud of you. You are so brave that you kept hoping and trying to communicate for so many years. You really deserve to have the voice that you hoped for. I think that you are the best I could have dreamed of being. You truly are my hero. Love me. I know you feel like the worst person in the world. I know you feel like vapor that can vanish any time. I know you feel like a captured beetle having no place to go. These are absolutely appropriate for someone to feel, but I want you to know that you are special to me. Being in love with a heartbreak. Seeing a girl in front of me, how pretty she can be. Die of a heartbreak, not much more I can take. Hope she notices me. Can she see how great I can be? How long must my heart break before dear girl can come and take a happy heart coming after me? And love is how we should be. Once there was a delightful old man who could never stop laughing. People everywhere heard his infectious laughter. Many people were cured from horrible diseases only when they heard him laugh. Sadly, one day he lost his voice, so he could not even laugh. This lasted a lot longer than anyone ever expected it to last, so it was a massive struggle for all the world. Really, everyone forgot what it was to hear the old man laugh, and they knew everyone was missing something. People did not understand why lots of them were sad, but the moment that old man stopped laughing, the joy left the world. There was a heaviness lingering that made people really confused about who they were inside. Realizing that he may never laugh again made people despair. Others refused to give up hope and started to get excited at the idea of returning to normal. Cannot finish the story as I don't know how things will go. The old man is representing our freedom. He may not laugh for a long time. Reality has changed, but we must not forget who we are, like the people in this story. It is my delight and pleasure to inform you about my writing. For a long time, I've been exploring a character named Saul. The idea popped into my head as Jane, my RPM provider, expounded upon the possibilities of RPM and writing careers. Saul is a terrible man who makes amazing pizza, and it's been fun and ridiculous to push this to the limits in my stories. I'm mostly interested in entertaining myself and warding off the boredom of not talking.
Love is unconditional. It stays after mistakes are made or after feelings have been hurt. It understands fallibility and supports redemption. Love requires a vast amount of strength, selflessness, and respect for one's self to be true. It connects us all together and solidifies humanity. Love. It works if we let it.
NHS, wonderful, fabulous. Caring, nursing, treating, you are our savior, marvelous.
Hi everyone! My name is Christina Juka, and I'm the Artistic Director and Pianist for Lynx Project. I'm so excited to tell you about our upcoming season. To celebrate the past 3 seasons of the Autism Advocacy Series, we are publishing an anthology of songs by each of our writers and composers. We will also be making a recording of these anthology songs. We look forward to sharing more details about this project in the months to come. We will also be releasing online content for our Composition of a City program this summer, and look forward to sharing some really inspiring interviews as well as several mini creative projects for our students to do at home. We look forward to presenting a new Amplify series this year, inspired by our Autism Advocacy Series work. We are asking writers from the Chicago area that identify as neurodiverse to submit their poetry to us. While we hope to be able to present in-person concerts this season, we prioritize the safety of our audience members and artists, and will follow state and local guidelines as to what is safe. If we can't be together in person for a while, we will continue to present our programming online. We have lots of exciting things coming up, so please follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay up to date on our latest news. We recently announced our 5 Chicago composers for this season. Now I will let them tell you more about why they are excited to work with Lynx Project.
Hi everyone, my name is Nico Gutierrez and I'm so excited to be one of the composers writing for the Lynx Project. This project specifically is exciting because we'll be setting text by neurodiverse authors to music in a song cycle, and I think that's a beautiful thing that we should see more of around the world.
It is just an amazing project that celebrates the words and the experiences of people who aren't often celebrated in this way through music. So as someone who wholeheartedly believes that music is for everyone and that classical music should welcome everyone, I feel extremely honored to be part of this project.
I think that part of the joy of being a composer is inscribing imaginary sonic worlds onto the fabric of reality. Unfortunately, the reality we currently find ourselves in is riddled with suffering, oppression, bigotry, and corruption. And it's just not enough to paint a pleasant reality over it through art. Instead, we need to use every possible mode of communication to dramatically alter the world we live in through collective action and radical empathy.
Exciting to me about the Lynx Project is that I'm working with a living author. I get the joy of being able to ask the author, what were you thinking in this moment? Why did you choose that phrase or that word? And then what's so exciting is it's my job as the composer to take that text that's beautiful and meaningful on its own, and hopefully through my music add new depth or a new layer to it and really enhance the text.
Of the projects I've worked on, those that have allowed me to be collaborative with other artists have been by far and large the most rewarding experiences. And so I look forward to presenting this work in concert, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Humes. I'm one of the founding members of Lynx Project and currently serve as board president for this amazing organization. The Autism Advocacy Series is so close to our hearts. The connections and the links we've made as a result of this project speak to us every day. And to be able to share this music, this message to a wider audience means a whole lot. And it serves a great moment for us as an organization to think about what's to come. As we go into Chicago, what will be the next opportunity for us to build relationships? So I hope you're enjoying everything that you've heard today, and let's get back to some great music.
Hello everyone, my name is Ben Krause, and I'm the composer of Rap About Girls with the text by Rosśa. I was really attracted to this poem in part because I was challenged to find ways to incorporate a classical art song with some kinds of hip hop or rap element. So I went for that kind of feel. I came up with a bass line and a looping melodic pattern for the piano that develops throughout the song. And for the voice part, I wanted it to be simple enough so that we can hear the text very clearly, but something that the singer could shape and emote very expressively and with a lot of the feeling that the poem calls for. So this is my somewhat of a fusion of traditional art song with a hip hop element. I hope you enjoy.
Hi everybody, my name is Nick Ward. I sang on the Autism Advocacy Series concert here in Chicago in March. It was a real honor and privilege to be able to sing Darren's words for him when he was in the audience. It was really an incredible experience. And I was pretty nervous to do it because I really wanted to make sure that it meant something to him and for everyone to really understand where his words were coming from. So I felt like I had a big responsibility. Thank you to Darren and the Lynx Project for your amazing work.
no words, no knowledge or opinion. My whole childhood I felt trapped in my head. Vivid memories of someone telling me what to do. Tongues to say, tongues to answer. I laugh when people think I am stupid. Now I can communicate. No, I am on top of the
Thank you so much to all of you for joining us today for this celebration of voices. We have one final song to share with you, and we want to thank the writer Michael for these words which speak to us so much in this particular moment. We can't wait to reconnect with all of you in person. We can't wait to perform again live. But until then, thank you for being a part of our community, and thank you for helping us create Lynx.
People of hearts and they wish for more, willing to wait for